Hey, and welcome back to the show. Ann Harder here with you, and got something really fun to talk about today. Back in 1979, Keep Waco Beautiful, was founded, and it has been spending the last more than 4 decades beautifying this great city of Waco. And I am so happy to have Carole Fergusson back on the show to talk about
I'm
Keep Waco.
so
Three and a
honored.
half years now you've been
Three and a
heading
half.
it.
Isn't that wild?
I
I
don't, it
know.
seems like yesterday you assumed that role, but
Yeah. Here we
time
are.
just clicks away.
It really does. And it's so wild to think that I have the honor to be able to be part of the organization on our 45th anniversary. So
I know.
this is our 45th year. We are so thankful to be here, and it's just incredible to have followed the incredible work this organization and leaders and the boards who have really just kind of paved the way for where we are at now. So it's great.
Well, first of all, big news in that the 2025 Governor's Community Achievement Award
Yes. Yes.
was won by Keep Waco Beautiful. Now, this is in conjunction with Keep Texas Beautiful and TxDOT,
It
right?
is. That's correct. Yeah, and it was actually a very prestigious competition, especially for our population size. So we were up against bigger cities like Denton, Pearland, McAllen. There's a lot of cities. So those are some that have won in the past.
Okay.
And the last time Waco won was back in 2012. So it's been a couple of
Long
years.
time, yeah.
Yeah, but it's great to have this. It's a $260,000 beautification grant. Which is with TxDOT, and so we will work with TxDOT and our City of Waco leaders to find a corridor that is TxDOT owned to beautify.
Okay, so we don't know yet where it is because driving around town, you see there's work going on, like on
Yes.
medians,
Hmm.
on roadways and stuff.
Yeah.
So is that part of what you're doing? Is that totally
It's
TxDOT?
very that's very much TxDOT,
Okay,
thankfully.
okay.
So yeah, we will work with TxDOT to identify an area that we know won't be expanded on. So there's widening of 35 happening right now. The second phase has begun, and so we will work with TxDOT and our city leaders to identify a spot. There are a few spots I have in mind. Just driving around trying to think like,
Okay.
is
Can you
this city
share?
owned? I will wait until I get the sign off from all the right people, but
Yeah, yeah.
there are areas I am considering. There's a lot of areas which I would love to do it in, but obviously knowing if there's any expansion or future work
Right, you don't
going
want
on.
to spend money on
Yeah,
something and then have them tear it
and
up
have them
because they're
exactly.
going to make that a
Yeah,
turn lane or
exactly.
something.
Yeah. So the
Yeah.
last project was on it is MLK and Lakeshore Drive was the last
Oh.
project. So that brick wall that says I think it says "Welcome to Waco" or "Waco, Texas." It's got
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So that is the kind of thing you do
Yeah,
as
so
well.
it's an area,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And so a lot of cities,
Hmm.
they either do something like that, some sort of kind of identifier. They have moved away from using those grant funds to say like a big city entrance. So that has changed since that project was done, but we can
Okay.
do like a lot of native landscaping, just beautifying, and which is kind of the direction I'm hoping to go is just to create some more native drought tolerant landscaping
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
beautify our city because as you know, it gets really hot here. And as a gardener, you understand how tricky it
Right.
is to keep things alive. So, native, drought tolerant pollinator plants are kind of my hopes. Of
That's
course,
great.
kind of have to get the approvals from all the big people above me, but we're excited. It's going to be
Yeah,
a great
in fact,
project.
soon I'm going to be talking to Linda Griffith, who
Yeah.
is with do you know her?
Oh,
The,
yeah.
yeah, the Native Plant
Yeah.
Society,
Yeah.
and she's bringing some plants, and
Oh,
we're
I love
we're going to
that.
have fun
I love that. That's
talking
so
about that
great.
because let's just work with the environment. I watch gardening shows
Yes.
like Gardener's World from
Yes.
England,
Yeah.
and of course I would love to have an English cottage garden. This is not England.
No,
Our
it's so
climate is.
pretty. Yeah.
There's some things you can do
Yeah.
that look like that, but other things not. And so why fight Mother Nature, as
Why
they
fight
say?
it? I know. And as a gardener, you understand the seasons what we have here. We have basically three summer growing seasons. If you really start to look
That's
at the
true.
map,
I
you're
hadn't
like, I
thought of
mean, we're
that.
basically heading into second summer. Like right now, we can
Yeah.
start back with squashes, pumpkins, okra, cucumber,
Hmm.
tomatoes, all those things you can keep
Right.
going with. But yeah, I love the low maintenance landscaping options, and especially for one for me where well I love gardening and I have my zinnias, my cosmos, and all my
Oh yeah.
irises, which
Uh-huh.
I always think of you
Oh
every time they
yeah.
bloom.
Oh,
I'm like,
I've
ooh,
just
close to Anne's.
I've become a fanatic about
They're so
gladiolus, which
good.
aren't,
Yeah.
aren't a native
No, but they're
Texas plant.
beautiful and they're fun.
But
Yeah.
I'm just really obsessed by
Yeah,
them.
that's how I feel with my zinnias. They're just this cute little
Hmm.
pocket prairie of beauty, and it just makes me so happy. And
Well,
so,
and of course, I love to cut them and bring them into the house
Hmm.
and enjoy them.
Yeah,
And things like zinnias and glads, I mean, they last
they
so
do.
long as a cut.
And it's great for
Well,
pollinators. So it's like,
right.
it's great for the environment. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and so Keep Waco Beautiful really has projects
Hmm.
that are geared toward that. So
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So, I think a lot of people, when they think about Keep Waco Beautiful,
I think of litter
typically
control.
they do,
I
they
mean,
think about litter, which, hey, that's a really big component of
yeah, and
what we do.
we'll talk about
We
that.
can definitely talk more about
Yeah.
that. And so, yeah, for 45 years, we have been aiming towards transforming our city to be a more vibrant place to live. And we have the pleasure of working alongside the city of Waco. We have an incredible Parks and Recreation Department, solid waste, public works. They all are working towards this shared vision, which is so great. So we have that opportunity to work alongside them and kind of foresee what projects can we provide, what kind of projects can we do. And then the support with Keep Texas Beautiful, Keep America Beautiful, we've had the access to grants to help transform places. So just recently, about a month ago, we just ribbon cut at the Getterman Wellness Center, which is a health clinic. We had a $5,000 grant go towards their outdoor walking track that
Oh,
has, their patients are those who are facing chronic illnesses or elderly. And so it's a great space to get people
or even
outside.
people that are waiting on somebody
Or
that's,
people who are waiting,
yeah.
exactly. And so, our vision was okay, one of the barriers is the fact that there's not a lot of seating. And so, for
Hmm.
the patients who are, overcoming some of these really painful
They need to
illnesses,
be able to sit down.
we need accommodation. So, we provided several benches, we provided a nice picnic table and a shaded structure, and then 4 planters that's a mix of native, pollinator, drought tolerant plants. So, it's really
Oh,
cool. It was just a nice little bit to get it started. And so, we had the pleasure of ribbon cutting on it just about a month ago, and it was just a great project to get to see happen. So
yeah, that address again where folks
yeah,
can.
so that's at the Getterman Wellness Center. It's just off of Bosque. I'm gonna
Hmm.
say 1800 Bosque, but I'm probably wrong.
Right, it's kind of right there on the
Bosque
corner,
and 6, yeah.
pretty much. Pretty
Yes,
much.
yeah, and that's open to the public, so you don't have to be a patient to the clinic if you live nearby in that neighborhood. You're welcome to walk in that outdoor track and maybe let me know if any plants are dying, then we can try to
Well, okay.
revive
Yeah,
them.
in fact, my general practice doctor is in
Yeah,
that clinic right there,
that's
so I'll
perfect.
check it out
You
next time
should, yeah, check it out
over
next
there.
time you go to the doctor. It's a great space. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, well, that's exciting to know about
yeah,
that. But we do mention litter control, and I
yes.
think of Bruce Huff. You
Ugh,
probably know
we love him.
precious Bruce and
Yes.
his mission,
Hmm.
to clean things up.
Yeah,
And
such a
there's not
passion.
now when you notice it, and you go, oh,
Yeah, it's a lot. And so Texas is actually known for what's called windblown litter. Um,
yeah, of course.
we all have cars and trucks and things that
Well, our
typically,
plastic grocery bags in trees,
yeah, it happens. And I've even been out where I'm opening the door and my daughter gets out and one of her snack things just blows and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm now going to be
You'll never
known as the
catch it.
director of Keep Waco Beautiful that accident litter. So I'm always chasing it. And so yeah, it just happens to all of us. And so that is actually, we live in a very windy area.
Yeah.
We do get a lot of wind-blown litter, but you'll be surprised. One of our biggest issues is just the litter that's in the river, which is why we tackle
Oh,
very consistent river cleanups, which we actually have one on June 21st in
excellent.
preparation for
Hmm.
Tri Waco. So we're trying to create a cleaner river for
Yes.
the athletes to swim in. And so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Of course, the pictures of the alligators.
Oh, I've been out there all the
Are
time
you not
and
worried
I've
about
never
it?
seen them. No, I'm more
Oh, you
worried about
haven't?
snake.
Well, I've
No.
seen video of
Oh,
them,
yeah, same. And I'm terrified. And I'm always telling my volunteers,
but
I'm
you're
like,
looking. So,
I'm looking. I say, look, we are more worried about snakes in Texas than we are
well,
alligators.
that's true.
Just be
Water
aware.
moccasin for sure. Maybe the
Yes.
alligators are eating the water moccasins.
Maybe that's why they're there. I have no idea. There's a reason for that, I'm sure. But yes, we are always aware of just the animals that are in the river. But
Right.
a lot of the issues that we do see there, and actually is because we share this river with so many other cities. And so we've pulled things out like Kroger bags. We don't have a Kroger here.
No, you're
We pull
right.
out refrigerators that go into boats. Fire extinguishers are pretty common. Oh, yeah, things that get knocked off boats. We see a lot of certain brands. And so we actually been working with Keep Texas Beautiful in the Texas Litter database to better understand our litter as we collect it. And so
What do you mean, understand the litter?
we're seeing a consistency of what types of styrofoam are we seeing? Is it fragmented or is it whole? Is it Coca-Cola? Is it this brand or is it that brand? Same thing with
Really?
plastics. Oh yeah. So we've been kind of starting to work on implementing a stronger basis outside of just getting the weight which is always important to know how much
Mm-hmm.
did we pull out of the water or the city. And we always communicate that to our city partners, Keep Texas Beautiful, Keep America Beautiful, and the public. And so every year, thousands of tonnage is pulled from our city to make it a more beautiful place to live.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Keep America. So is the federal government involved? Is there government money involved in what you do? Have
So
you been under the Doge thing?
yes and no. So we are our own entity. We are our own 501c3. We do work closely with the city of Waco, and we have grant funding from them
Okay.
with solid waste. And that is a very strong deliverable grant agreement, which we surpass more than 2, 3 times every year. Like we're not even done with our fiscal year, and I've already hit all my metrics. But you know what?
Oh,
We're going to
really?
keep going because we
Oh,
care so much about making the city a beautiful place.
right.
So yeah, we work closely with the city. So we've seen some shifts there, but the city has been tremendous at just keeping us aware of what is happening above them.
Mm-hmm.
Spending's down a little bit here locally. There's also obviously inflation. There's a lot of changes that are happening that are out of their control. But what's wonderful is that we have an incredible city council, an incredible mayor, and incredible city leaders who genuinely care about all the nonprofits they work with,
Mm-hmm.
because it does take a shared collective work to make our city the way it is. It does take a shared work to take care of our citizens and our residents and who live here. And so there's been a little shifts there, but one of the bigger ones that we did experience was as we were submitting what had been a 7-month grant writing for NOAA, which is I forget what it stands for, like the atmospheric.
Oh, National NOA,
Yeah.
National Oceanic
Yeah.
Atmospheric
Maybe we cut that part out where I'm like, I don't
Administration.
even know what it's for.
Yeah, no. I think that's what
Yeah.
I should know that.
Yeah, but
So,
we had applied for a NOAA grant in
mhm.
partnership with Keep Texas Beautiful, City of Waco, Baylor, and that was $350,000. That immediately was like, oh, that we don't know if that's going to be there. And you know what that was for? To put booms up in creeks to prevent litter from going into our water,
Oh,
and to provide education at a STEAM center that's opening here
oh
this
yeah,
next
yeah.
year.
New steam set. I'm
Yeah,
excited about that too.
it's going to be
Yeah.
wonderful. So that's kind of frustrating.
So
but
you didn't get it, or they don't know yet.
oh, they have no idea if that money is there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Well, I
we were in
think
the
everything
final
is kind of waiting
process.
on the bill, the big beautiful bill, and all
Yeah,
that kind of
we
stuff.
just have
Things
to
just
be
have to
yes.
play out. I believe, I just believe that things of value that are good and that will continue to be getting their
Yeah,
funding.
exactly. I hope
I just
so.
do.
And I will say
We just
that
don't know things right now.
we just don't know. And I have a feeling August, September, everyone's going to realize, oh man, here we are heading into Q4. We haven't spent hardly any of our money.
Yeah.
What do we do? I have a feeling we'll see a little shift there. If anything, we have just wonderful people in this city who do rise up. So we've seen a lot of churches kind of come alongside. Our
Good.
foundations are absolutely incredible. Waco Foundation, Cooper Foundation, Rappaport Foundation, they all have come alongside, especially the crisis organizations, which is always hard for me because, we're solving a great problem. I always joke we're a fun nonprofit because there's no one's life is on the other side of what we do.
Right.
It still
Right.
matters, but at the end of the day, we got to make sure that our residents are fed. We got to make sure our children are
Sure.
taken care
Right.
of,
Right.
things like that. And so it is important that we see those fundings, not cut and pulled back because that obviously increases our issues that we have. But I'm hopeful that we continue to see the strengthening with our community there.
Yeah, and as a result, I know you mentioned the 45. You do have a fundraising
We
thing
do,
going on.
yes.
I noticed that on your
Very
website.
simple. We think,
Yeah.
you know what? If our community cares, which we've already seen a response,
Yeah.
$45, believe it or not, goes a long way. Those pickers alone are at least $20, and we go through them pretty quickly. We deploy them. We have a lot of different types of programs that utilize them. So
Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
so the litter grabbers,
A litter grabber.
yeah,
Okay.
$20.
Wish you'd brought one.
I know I
Yeah.
should have brought one.
Yeah. Show and tell.
Minimum
Okay.
of $20. So
But yeah, because people don't, unless they're wearing gloves, they don't want to pick up.
they don't, and it makes things easier. But yeah, we
Yeah.
we have our Adopt a Park program, we have our Adopt a Spot program, we have so many things going on.
And do you do the road, adopt a road thing?
So we do
Is
Adopt
it-
a Spot, but it's
Oh,
usually
is that what you
yeah,
mean? Adopt a
mhm, yeah,
spot.
yeah.
Okay.
We were gonna do like a street, but then after working with Public Works, we're like, spots kind of make it a little bit more amicable. So that way, if there's an area that we need to tackle, maybe it's a median, things like that, we can call it a spot and not have to do. But there's actually still some signs out that still say "Adopt a Street" from Keep Waco Beautiful from a long time ago.
Well,
I
know.
see them
I guess
randomly.
I
and I'm like,
probably, yeah,
yeah,
probably see that. Yeah, but things change, as you
things
say.
change. Yeah,
Things are always going to continue to evolve. There's a lot more though, I want to
Yes.
talk to you about coming
Yes.
up some specific things about cleaning up,
Hmm.
and we'll do that when we come back. Stay with us. Today's show is brought to you by Main Event Entertainment Center. They've got it all. They've got bowling, virtual reality, laser tag, billiards, shuffleboard, and more. And if you mention my name, Ann Harder, when you're booking, you get double arcade play free. And if you book by July 24th, your guest of honor will play free. For your next main event, it's Main Event, 2420 Creekview Drive in Waco, right next to the Cinemark Theaters.
I know you're gonna love this Kodak Dot Plus printer. You guys just connect it to your smartphone and then you're gonna use the Kodak Photo Print app. It's going to print you a 4x6 photo. I am just in awe. I love how these turned out. Also, the printer comes with a free cartridge of 10 photo sheets. I can assure you, you are going to love this printer as much as my family has. You guys have to check it out for yourself.
At Mapiful, we believe in celebrating your journey, past, present, and future. Our unique personalized products are designed to boost your confidence, elevate creativity, and honor what matters most. From custom home decor to meaningful gifts, we help you cherish the memories that make you who you are. Visit mapiful.com and start celebrating your story today.
Hi, I'm Jo from Face Theory. You're going to want to have a specific goal for your skincare routine. What do you want to achieve? Active ingredients are really strong, and if you're using too many at once, your skin can get overwhelmed. Don't overspend on products. Choose products that have scientific research behind them. At Face Theory, if you're not happy with a product, just say so, just give us a shout and we'll give you your money back, no problem.
For 75 years, Nalgene Outdoor has been your trusted companion, fueling adventures and helping protect the planet. We're committed to reducing waste, improving access to clean water, and providing simple, safe, and sustainable products for you and your family. No gimmicks, just durable, well-designed bottles built to last. Join us on our mission to amplify life, not complicate it. Because at Nalgene, what goes into our bottles matters as much as the adventures they fuel. Explore more at nalgene.com. That's NALGENE.com.
And we're back with Carole Fergusson with Keep Waco Beautiful. And I told her, I said, I wore this t-shirt yesterday, I think to do a little gardening. I probably, yep, full transparency. Yeah, I think there's a little dirt on it. But I had to
It's on
wear it
brand.
because you gave this to me the last time
Yeah.
and it's been a while.
It's probably been a while.
Yeah,
For sure.
a while. But
Yeah.
I love this t-shirt.
It's a great
You
shirt.
say you got some other t-shirts.
We've got more
so how
shirts,
can
yes.
folks get a Keep Waco Beautiful
It's a
t-shirt?
great question, Anne. So we, have volunteer opportunities all throughout the year. Our next one is June 21st, which is a Saturday. That's in preparation for the Greater Waco Chamber Tri Waco, which is going to be having a swim in the river, and we're going to hold a river cleanup. So volunteers can show up. We actually have some special swag thanks to Waco Sports Commission. So we'll be giving away some extra swag. And then obviously Keep Waco Beautiful shirts and our volunteer t-shirts. We love this little mission statement. We say that our volunteers make Waco beautiful just by showing up, because that's it. The bar is low. We just need you to show up. The rest is easy.
So what do they need to know? Do they need to have like rubber boots or something?
Oh,
or
we just
what?
say come comfortable. So if you're going to
Okay.
be in the kayak, please know it is a water sport and you're going to get a little wet.
Okay.
But it's already 100 degrees out. I think we're going to be okay.
It's gonna
with
be fine
some
with
cool
that, yeah.
water on us. But yeah, just comfortable clothes, clothes that you don't mind if they get a little wet or a little dirt on them. But otherwise, just bring your own water, sunscreen. We've got everything else set up for you.
Mhm. And about how is it? Are they shifts or?
Just
You're
one
just-
time, yeah. So it's from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Okay, so that's just
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So
Oh,
we're meeting at 100 South University Street, where former Waco Paddle is. Now Summershine owns it with Sunshine Paddle Adventures.
Oh, okay.
So we'll be partnering with her on kayaks, which
Oh,
is
good.
just a
I
great
love Summer.
partner.
She
I
is
know.
so fun person.
So great. And they care
Yeah.
they care about this as well, which is great. And so partnering with her on the kayaks, and then, you have an option to be in the kayak or on the shoreline. So multiple options for this.
Yeah, and so do a cleanup before that big event because
Yes.
thousands of people come in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have to put on a good face
Yeah.
for people when they come to visit. But I was looking at some things on your website, and in talking about cleanup, there's recycling, obviously.
Yes.
That's always important. Glass, and
Yeah.
kind of go through the particulars on that.
Yeah, so there's two ways. One of the ways is we have a wonderful resource page on our website because we always get asked, what do I do with this? What do I do with that? Or, some of these industrial groups are trying to figure out how to bulk recycle things, which is always, I love that. It's always a great thing. So on our website, we have a resource page where you can actually divert a lot of what you have at your home to local nonprofits. What a better way to see something get a new life out of it. So several groups like Habitat for Humanity, Caritas of Waco, Lovely Village. There's a lot of people in this community that could use what you have.
What, for instance, what do you think?
Yeah, so
I mean, I like equipment, computer equipment.
it can
or-
be a lot of stuff. So just depending on what they'll accept. So here's one that I love that not many people know. And as a grandma, I assume you would probably know what this life is like, where you have to go through many diapers. So McLennan County Diaper Collective, they take diapers even if the bag is open, and they take wipes. So whenever your little one has outgrown that diaper
right.
overnight, all of a sudden you have this huge bag of diapers left. You don't want to throw it away. Maybe some of your friends you could give it to. But this is a great organization that is always keeping
That's
our
good to know.
community stocked with diapers. And you know what? That's our only diaper bank. So it's a great thing to give to. And so I think that's an awesome way to divert from the landfill and see that it's being used elsewhere.
Yeah, I think just being aware of what you got, and that it has to go somewhere.
It does.
So if it could have more life
Yeah.
in it for somebody else.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. And Goodwill actually does a really fantastic job. So, if you've got a really messed up shirt or towels with holes in it, you can actually recycle with them because they recycle textiles.
So they'll
Yeah.
take the
They'll
fabrics
take it.
and
Which is
it
incredible.
can be created into something
Yep.
else. That's cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they're I would say one of the greatest that we have in town to divert to, because they have so many resources to find ways to divert as well. So
Of course,
it's
people
great.
are always thinking about glass, aluminum
Yes.
cans. That's always.
Yes. Yes. So curbside, obviously, depending on where you live, City of Waco, residential, you can look at their website. Commercial, you have options, but they all go through the same facility. So essentially, you just need to follow the same protocol with 1s and 2s plastics, tin, metal, canned sodas, and then paper, cardboard.
Yeah, but nothing that had food on it, correct?
You can just rinse it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
that's different. You used to say a pizza box. Don't do
Well,
a
pizza box is different because
Okay.
the grease in it. That's not
okay.
recyclable. I
Okay,
know.
well, there you go.
Even if some companies, put it on their box, I think that does depend on the area that you live in. We in Waco would recommend that you would definitely just put that in the trash.
Okay.
Or if you compost, I'm sure you could probably make it work.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Hey,
Easy
cardboard is great
for walking
back to
paths.
gardening.
Yes,
For no dig gardening.
that's what I do. I'm
Yeah.
a lasagna gardener. I don't dig in the soil. It's horrible. At least where I live, it's just clay.
Well,
So,
it's hard if you've got that caliche rock and
horrible.
No, I know that's central type. Welcome to the Blackland Prairie.
Yeah, exactly.
Back to the cleanup though. Something in particular is cigarette.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, so this is a grant that we won from Keep America Beautiful several years ago. We're actually in our third year with it. And this is a great partnership that we have with Mission Waco Street Sweep, which they employ those who are in between jobs, maybe facing homelessness, maybe having a hard time getting a job, and they pay them a great living wage to help keep our city clean. They honestly do a lot for us. They do a lot of downtown cleanups, especially in the streets and the corridors that are heavily trafficked with pedestrians. And then they maintain our cigarette litter bins. And so they've been a great partner just to help kind of keep all of that going because, we're a small nonprofit. We don't have a whole crew of people out there doing things all the time. And so it's really great to have these partnerships with them. And so that's been helpful, especially at fishing spots, common pedestrian areas. And we actually have a few businesses in town that have one. And so we applied for another grant with Keep America Beautiful to continue this program for more years to come. So we're still waiting to hear back on that.
Well, fingers crossed.
Yes.
For sure on that. Another thing that I thought was really neat that you do. It's the corporate volunteer program.
Yes. So this is an awesome way to get plugged in, especially for bigger organizations. So a lot of people are looking for team building events or some ways to get their members out there, their staff members involved in the community, and they want to make a difference. We actually had just worked with Coca-Cola last week. We had them go out to a targeted spot that one of our council members had highlighted to us as a problem area. So we had Coca-Cola go out and do a cleanup just along the river on the shoreline. And then a couple of months prior, we worked with Magnolia, and that was an awesome day. We had over 60 Magnolia team members come out and do a cleanup. Just a wonderful way to get your team out there, get some visibility, and you're supporting a nonprofit that obviously wants to do the same thing that you care about. And so it's just a great way to work together.
Yeah, I think Magnolia, man, those grounds are just pristine.
Spotless, yeah.
It's like you could eat off of
Yeah.
any area that
Yeah.
you see.
Yeah.
And people do. I mean, I think that was their vision to
Yeah,
have
just this beautiful space.
a beautiful space for people. And of course, that's the overall vision, obviously, for Keep
Yeah.
Waco Beautiful.
Yeah, it's shared goals. And so it's just great to work alongside amazing companies like this to create a more beautiful and vibrant city.
Yeah, yeah. You mentioned the Adopt a Spot.
Yes. Yeah.
There's also Adopt a Park.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the parks.
Yeah.
Now, so what do you, maybe an area of Cameron Park, which is a pretty big park, or these neighborhood parks, or what is your vision? What
Yeah,
is
so
that?
it's both. So this is a great partnership with City of Waco Parks and Recreation. We're very thrilled to be able to partner with them on this. And so within Cameron Park, there's actually a lot of, I would say, like sub parks.
Right.
You've got pecan
Pecan
bottoms,
bottoms,
things like that. And so there are people who can actually adopt out those spaces, and then also city parks across the city. And so anything that's within the City of Waco limits, that's a City of Waco park, you can adopt. We actually have several parks available for adoption right now.
Oh, do you?
Yes, but I will say, we've always had a pretty good wait list. So if you're interested, get in there, go to our website, keepwacobeautiful.org/adopt-a-park. You can put in a submission form and we'll reach out and let you know what parks are available. It's very easy, and really we provide all the tools necessary to do the cleanups. You hold at least 4 a year, once a quarter. And, this could be great for a family. It could be great for a company. It could be great for just about anyone who's just interested in just taking a little bit of ownership of their space that they really care about.
And so maybe if somebody lives very near a park like that, and that's kind of ideal because, as you say, that's something I was driving by one the other day that now has a splash park. Wasn't that a brilliant innovation?
We need it.
We
need water.
It'd be nice to have one right now.
That'd be great.
It's so fun as opposed to having swimming pools.
Yeah.
And I grew up with Lions Pool and
Yes.
fish pond and going as a kid, and which was wonderful.
Yeah.
But you've got to have lifeguards.
Yeah.
You've got to have huge liability
Sometimes it's just
insurance.
nice to
You've
let
just-
the kids run free and the parents can sit
and
there.
they can cool off, and
Exactly.
parents can go and get it and not feel
Yeah.
stupid
Right.
too.
I'm just there with
So-
my kids. So
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, and what a wonderful innovation it
know.
was. So that water is just, it's kind of is it recirculated, or how does that? How
great-
do those things work?
That's
Do
a
you
great
know?
question for a Parks and Recreation
Okay,
employee.
'cause
I wish I
don't
knew
know how that works.
Yeah, I wish I knew that one. But no, I feel very grateful that, I think this is something that maybe not every Waco resident knows about, but the fact that we have Cameron Park in our city, the fact that we have so many wonderful parks in our city, we really have some beautiful spaces here, and it's just incredible to see just what our city has done to help transform those spaces. And I grew up here. I remember going to Miss Nellie's when I was little. I remember
yeah.
going to Cameron Park, but it's almost like it's not like what it was when I was little. It's even better if that was possible. And they've done a wonderful job maintaining our trails, keeping the spaces clean and clear. We have, people who really come from all over to get into Cameron Park and enjoy our spaces, which is really an awesome thing to have here.
Yeah, it's kind of historic
It
in
is.
its size and scope, and
Yeah.
Cameron Park really is a gem
It is. It's incredible.
in this community. For sure, yeah, you mentioned Miss Nellie's pretty place, and I think I was going back through some old photos and things and found some of the first pictures of when the suspension bridge was
Yes.
lit up.
Yes, that's actually a Keep Waco Beautiful
I
project, which
know.
is so fun.
Yeah,
And
kudos
Miss
to you.
Nellie's, we've worked with the Master Gardeners, and that was actually a wonderful project with Lady Bird Johnson, which Frances Sturgis founded Keep Waco Beautiful in 1979, and she was friends with her, and that's kind of how this whole thing came about.
Her name is on the fountain there
It
at
is,
Heritage
yes,
Way.
yeah. Heritage Square, another project, Indian Spring Park. Yeah, this it's just incredible to be part of an organization that has just done so much for the city. A lot of places, especially if you grew up here, I remember when the 4th of July was on the Brazos. Believe it
Yeah.
or not, that was a Keep Waco Beautiful event, which is so crazy. And so there's just some really special memories that I feel just so honored to be able to carry out the mission
Yeah,
of this
45
organization.
years,
I know.
45 years. And so what's your vision for the next, not even let's just say 5 years.
Yeah.
What do you foresee? Would you like?
It's a great question. So obviously that we'll be at our 50th anniversry in
Oh,
5
that's true.
years,
That needs
which
to
is
be a big
crazy.
one.
That will be a great event.
Yeah.
I'm already kind of scheming some things.
Are you really? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got to plan early.
Well, no, I know. And if
yeah.
you got to raise money, you
Got
got
to raise money,
need some,
exactly,
time
for
for
sure,
that.
for sure. So, yeah, we'll be at our 50th year. Definitely just foreseeing how can we continue to work alongside our city leaders, work in collaboration with wonderful partners to continue to transform our city to be just as vibrant as it can be. So, lots of opportunities. We're exploring more ways to be involved with education. We're exploring more ways where we can partner with Baylor. There's just a lot of untapped resources out there that we're still kind of looking at. How can we pivot this and make it accessible for our community? And we're well on track towards what I'm envisioning, what I feel like my board is envisioning. So, yeah.
Well, but don't you think there's just hopefully there's a mindset that's been changed from those early days of keep Texas clean, don't
Yeah.
whoa, what was it?
Don't mess with
the
Texas.
Indian with the tear and
Oh, yeah,
you remember all that.
yeah.
As we're just kind of becoming aware of, there's some people that just really are slobs and they just
Yeah.
don't care.
Well, and the wild thing is, outside of just generally caring for your environment that you live in, it's actually an economic cost. Every volunteer hour is actually contributing $33 of economic value to our city. So every year we contribute well over $100,000 of economic value with our volunteers, because otherwise your taxpaying dollars are going to be paying for someone to contract
Somebody to clean it up.
to clean it up. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
that's something that's kind of a mindset shift I feel like we've been seeing. And every time we have volunteers come out, whether it's their first time or their 50th time, every time they're like, I just did not realize how bad it was, or I did not realize how much litter or how much consistency of styrofoam fragments or plastic bags or whatever it is. So there's a little bit of just kind of, subconscious education happening that we're not forcing. It just happens to happen when you're out there doing a cleanup. And so, yeah, it is an economic impact model. Everything we do is contributing to the economic value of our city.
Yeah. My mind goes back to talking about the gardening though, and the rose and the wildflowers and how that's a tourist draw.
Exactly.
I think when
Yeah.
bluebonnets are in bloom.
Yeah.
Did you feel like this was a good year?
It was a tough year,
I
and
don't think it was.
I think
good either.
I think the lack of rain is what I've heard kind of slowed down the bluebonnet blooming season. I was hopeful because I know, as all of us Texans are, we're a little eager for a little warmth. Our blood doesn't handle the cold for very long, and we're like, oh, bluebonnets, this is give me hope. And
Yeah.
it wasn't as much as I thought it was, but we've got some other good wildflowers that are still going.
Oh
so,
yeah. Oh
yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's always going to be Texas native plants.
Yes.
that are
Which-
gonna.
I always love, and I don't know if you know this theory, but Texas sage, every time it blooms, there's a theory in the gardening community that if the flowers bloom on a Texas sage, it means it's going to rain.
Gonna rain.
I've seen it. It so far has not proven to be wrong. It has
Yeah.
been consistent because mine have bloomed and got all that rain last
And they're
night.
so beautiful.
So pretty. Yes.
So pretty. So pretty.
Love it.
Oh man! So gardens are all important. I mean,
Yes.
as you said, just the whole environment from the standpoint of the ecosystem and the insects. And if we don't have the insects and the flowers and all that, then we don't eat.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
it's kind of basic.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty basic. We need pollinators, and we're actually in a monarch highway, so planting simple things like milkweed actually helps a lot. We have a lot of local nurseries that have it in stock, and the other thing is too is just we have a vision that our community thrives when they're surrounded by beautiful spaces. I think we can all agree. You go somewhere, you see a beautiful space, you're not upset about it. It's just an
No.
easy place to be in. You feel happy, you feel joyful. So that's kind of a fun part of our jobs that we get to create these spaces.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to go out to West Texas, though, and of course the climate is different,
Hmm.
the landscape is different.
Very.
It's desert, it's the Chihuahuan Desert,
Hmm.
so at least we're not in a desert.
Yeah. We get some wind that feels like it's a little bit in the desert,
Sometimes it
but
feels like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. But yeah, we've got at least we have plants.
Well, this is exciting, and I think you've touched on just about everything: the community engagement, proactive programming, and sustainable education. Let's talk a little bit more
Yeah.
about that, though.
Yeah.
What is it you're doing to raise that consciousness that we were talking
Yeah,
about?
great question. So, right now, over the summer, we have two things that are happening for our area youth, which is so exciting. One is we have our sustainability passport. So, this is a printed and downloadable passport that you can use for kids of all age ranges. Because as a parent, even though my child goes to day camp, I still have to find activities to keep her busy in the summer. It's hot, kind of don't always want to be outside, but there's some indoor and outdoor activities that you can do for kids of all age ranges.
Hmm.
So you can find that on our website and at local supporting partners, which you'll see more information on our website. And then alongside that, we're doing pop-ups throughout the entire summer. So we actually have one coming up tomorrow, but I'm sure by the time this airs, it's will be over. But we'll
Yeah.
have more throughout the summer.
Uh-huh.
Um,
And they
so
can find that on the website.
yes, yes. So everything's on our website. If you go into the education tab, you'll find everything. And we will be working with HOT Goodwill. And then at the same time, we'll also be working with the community centers to do pop-ups with kids. And
So what's a pop-up? What is that?
so we'll be doing an educational pop-up where
Mm-hmm.
we do an activity from our sustainability passport. So we'll be doing little bird feeders,
Oh,
upcycled items,
okay.
and then
Oh, yeah.
pollinator hotels with upcycled items. So it's just a fun way to get kids involved and bring a little education and then also divert again. So it's hitting all the mission points of what we care about.
Sure is.
So we have that. And then for adults, we actually have our upcoming Green Communities Conference, which is in September, the 17th and 18th at the Waco Convention Center. Tickets are only $25, and that is a 2-day event of all types of education. Whether you work in a related field or not, it's a great space to go for anyone who's interested. It's going to be a wonderful event, and this is our 4th year of doing it in collaboration with so many incredible partners in the Waco and Greater Waco area for sure.
Yeah, yeah. About how many people come to that?
Oh, let's see. Man, one year we had, I think in 23 we had we had 350 plus,
Oh
and
my
then last year we
goodness.
had close to 300.
Wow.
So yeah, we draw people from all over Texas, and this year we actually partnered with a lot of people as far as Texas Tech, as far as UT Austin, yeah, who've kind of helped plan and shape the form of this conference. And so this is a great partnership with the city of Waco, Baylor University, and so many other incredible partners in Waco and beyond who have helped make this possible.
Yeah, that collaboration is so important.
It really is. And it's, I think that's the thing is that we all have a shared vision of wanting to bring education awareness and understanding. And so whenever you get to do it alongside people who have that same shared vision, it just makes it even more special.
Well, it's just amazing what all you've got going on. The Waco Green Business Alliance.
Yes, yes.
And
Actually,
we specifically talked about that.
we haven't, and actually, that's another great educational point. Just last week, we held a tour at Sunbright Recycling Facility, and so we had a small group go out, kind of tour this facility, ask some questions, get a better understanding of what does it look like to recycle in Waco. And actually, this is pretty fascinating news that Sunbright recycles not just City of Waco proper, but surrounding communities, and as far as Coppers Cove and as far as Hillsboro. So Sunbright is really Central Texas's only recycling facility before you get to Austin.
Really?
Is the next one, yeah. So they take in so much, and they do so much for our community. So it was really great to just go tour the facility. They are actually one of our industrial partners. They're a certified Waco Industrial Alliance partner. And then we have our Waco Green Business Alliance, where we have we have dozens of certified green businesses in the community who are just doing everything they can to be sustainable.
Yeah, what do they have to do to be certified?
Yeah, so we're actually in the process of revising our scorecard because
Okay.
as we
Okay.
had launched it, so we had a great grant from Waco Foundation, which was just such a wonderful support. And then we had an earlier grant from Coca-Cola, which also helped bring out some more education to our businesses. So we're in the process of redoing our scorecard so that way if you're a retail business, food and beverage, maybe you are a remote business, like even Rogue Media, they can be certified. So we're kind of tailoring it a little bit more strategically to our businesses because, it's not a one size fits all type of situation. And so we're trying to make it a little bit better for our businesses to get certified. Free program. We're here to provide resources. We're kind of positioning ourselves as the green chamber in Waco because there isn't one, and why not? We've been doing this. We're already seen as one of the leading experts in it. We might as well just go ahead and lean into it and be that way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. No,
Yeah.
that's wonderful to hear.
Yes.
So much going on with Keep Waco
Yeah, I don't
Beautiful. I
sleep.
think it's so much more than
Yeah.
what I even thought, and I had a little bit of a familiarity with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But I have the T-shirt.
Yeah, you have the
So
T-shirt. That's
I
half
have
the
the
battle.
T-shirt. That's what counts. But yeah, you've got so much going on,
Yeah.
and I think it's just going to keep getting better and better.
agree.
And the work you're doing is just incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I love it. It's a pleasure to be part of the organization, and it's
Yeah.
been great to talk with you
Well,
today.
I know
about
they're
this.
thrilled to have you.
Yeah.
So folks can go to your website,
Yep.
which is found at.
KeepWacoBeautiful.org, and you can go there and explore all the things.
Oh yeah, there's so many different tabs,
Mm-hmm.
whatever your interest is. But if you want to volunteer, man,
Mm-hmm.
you'll sign them up. And if you'd like to contribute a little money to that 45 for 45.
Yes, goes a long way. $45. I mean, that's essentially 2 pickers, which is wild to think. That's only how much it takes to just get 2 pickers out there. But we go through the supplies pretty quickly every year, and so yeah,
Well, and that's what's so incredible that you provide all that for folks.
yeah,
Too. You don't have to bring your own paper
Yeah.
towels and Windexes.
yeah.
You-
We can get you
We
trash
can
bags,
handle it.
gloves, everything you need. Yeah,
everything you need to
Yeah.
to keep going with the Keep Waco Beautiful.
I love it.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anne. It's been a pleasure. And
Oh,
congrats
it's
on this show. This is so
Always
exciting.
good to have you on one of the first shows
Yes.
of the Ann Harder show era.
I love
We're
it.
going to call it an era.
I love it.
Anyway, but I'm telling you, I love Keep Waco Beautiful and
Thank you.
everything that you do, Carole.
Thank you, Anne. It's
Thank
been
you.
a great pleasure.
Thank you. And we will be right back with more of the show. Stay with us.
Mom and Dad can be a little competitive. They get all, yeah, buddy, and heck yeah. Lucky for them, Main Event has over 85 games and activities to play together, so they can get rematch after rematch after rematch. So do something awesome together.
If I've learned anything in the last year, it's that to show up as my best, I need to make intentional choices. And that goes back to the absolute basics. Number 1, it's I have to move. And number 2, to stay hydrated.
I have been using molecular hydrogen from Water and Wellness to support my health and well-being. It helps with energy, recovery, liver health, and more. The hydrogen has been a game-changing addition to my own wellness routine. The tablets dissolve into my water and deliver powerful minerals to help my body feel its best all day long.
Explore unforgettable experiences with Forest Travel. Experience the pinnacle of luxury travel with our exclusive global selection. From secluded villas to elegant train voyages, each moment is tailored for sophisticated exploration. As one of the most renowned and awarded travel agencies in the world, we are pleased to elevate your next journey to an entirely new level. Your extraordinary journey begins now. Forest Travel.
There's lots happening in Waco, including the Silent House Theater production of William Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing. That's Friday and Saturday, the 19th and 20th at the Earl Harrison House. Tickets are $21 at silenthousetheater.com. Stay with us. Stick around. Coming up later in the show, we've got some great music from Monte Rose. The Ann Harder Show is brought to you by Main Event Waco, a terrific place for fun for all ages, where they've got bowling, virtual reality laser tag, billiards, shuffleboard, gravity ropes, even more games. Take the headache out of planning a party. The activities and food, all planned for you, and it's great. Mention my name, Ann Harder, and get double the arcade play. If you book by July 24th, your guest of honor plays free. Main Event for your next main event, 2420 Creekview Drive, next to Cinemark Theaters.
Escape into fitness with the Schwinn IC4 bike, providing a premium, heart-pumping indoor cycling experience that combines digital connectivity with superior Schwinn quality. The IC4's smooth, quiet ride features magnetic resistance with 100 micro-adjustable resistance levels. Escape the everyday with the Schwinn IC4 bike, your ticket to a life well lived.
Smoke Pub was created by a group of friends who share a passion for great whiskey and cocktails. Frustrated by the lack of easy-to-use cocktail smokers, we set out to design something better. Our goal was simple: make smoking cocktails quick, clean, and fun. After countless experiments, we developed Smoke Pub, the world's first electric cocktail smoker. Join us on this exciting journey and discover the magic of Smoke Pub, where unforgettable cocktails begin.
Have you ever wondered why so many pet parents are choosing to have virtual vet appointments? Online veterinary care is making it easier than ever to get expert advice for your pet. Our professionals are not only experts in managing urgent concerns, but also in providing top-notch preventative health care. We're proud to connect pet owners to a vast network of licensed veterinary professionals, ready to address any immediate concerns and expand access to pet care. Book your first appointment today.
I just got my Colgate Advanced LED Whitening Treatment in the mail, and I am very excited to have dramatically whiter teeth in just 10 days. My teeth are going to be 6 shades whiter. The treatment is enamel safe and hassle-free. It's even designed for my sensitive teeth. Let's open it up. Inside we have the blue light whitening device. It's a charger for after each treatment as well. There's a full 10-day supply, and it looks easy to apply. Order yours today at shop.colgate.com.
Hi, my name's Erica, and today I'm going to be taking you through my skincare routine using the Tasmanian Spring Water range from Sand & Sky. This range is really good for dry and dehydrated skin like myself. It's packed with 2 types of hyaluronic acid and fermented sea kelp to reduce redness and irritation, which I experience daily. So that's it. It's so quick and so easy, and my skin feels so dewy and so hydrated.
I can be in Virginia and feel right at home. 'Cause all I do is think of you. I can be in Colorado, count the stars at night. That's all the times, yeah, I think of you. I think of you. I think of you. Well, there ain't no room to let my mind wander, but you can catch me drifting away, like a boat on an ocean of thoughts of you, my dear. They go on night and day, hey, night and day. Well, I can be in Virginia and feel right at home, 'cause all I do is think of you. I can be in Colorado, count the stars at night. That's all the times, yeah, I think of you. I think of you. I think of you. Well, there ain't no room to let my mind wander, but you can catch me drifting away, like a boat on an ocean of thoughts of you, my dear. They go on night and day, hey, night and day. Well, I can be in Virginia and feel right at home, 'cause all I do is think of you. I can be in Colorado, count the stars at night. That's all the times I think of you. I think of you. I think of you. Yeah, I think of you. Yeah, I do.
Revive Superfood Smoothies. Pill, pour, blend, and enjoy. All within the comfort of my own home.
Revive Superfood Smoothies. Peel, blend, and enjoy. Fast and easy, and I'm out the door.
When you view the glass half full, the little things become magical. Like kicking back and sharing laughs, spread good vibes, and they'll come back. Celebrate what you love with what you wear, even if what you love is kind of weird. Life is good in super soft tees that spark smiles and connectivity. 10% of profits go to help kids heal. So choose optimism and make the magic real. Visit lifeisgood.com.
Deer Valley, where innovative comfort and stylish design meet. Bathroom solutions. Smart toilets. Kitchen solutions. Deer Valley. Stylish living, savvy savings.
Mom and Dad can be a little competitive. They get all, yeah, buddy, and heck yeah. Lucky for them, Main Event has over 85 games and activities to play together, so they can get rematch after rematch after rematch. So do something awesome together.
Took aim at a firefly, caught him on the 7th try. Met a salesman, we sat outside my cheap hotel. I sing and play in highway bars, not recommended for the faint of heart. My home is in my car in my cheap motel. Hey, hey, my cheap motel. Oh, oh, my cheap motel. Smoke-stained walls and dirty floors, late night knocks upon my door. Don't bother me anymore in my cheap motel. And vending machines are my best friend. Midnight dinner once again. Alone with my thoughts and what could have been in my cheap motel. Yeah. Well, I can see no high place, living out this amazing grace. With my guitar and my suitcase in my cheap motel. Yeah. Holidays and Christmas Eve, a family table and an empty seat. I know just where I'm gonna be in my cheap motel. Yeah. I circle around the same old road, got nowhere else to go. Life lived out like a rolling stone in my cheap motel. Yeah. Well, I can see no high place, living out this amazing grace. With my guitar and my suitcase in my cheap motel. Yeah. I can see no high place, living out this amazing grace. With my guitar and my suitcase in my cheap motel. Yeah. With my guitar and my suitcase in my cheap motel. Yeah. My cheap motel. Hey.
Thanks for joining me today. Be sure to like and subscribe on this YouTube channel so you don't miss an episode. Join me tomorrow when my guest will be cowboy poet Gary Penny. Have a great day.